come to our first lectures. Also today's the content is not so difficult to understand. It's a very light sessions, and also I'm not going to finish the whole thing in today's lecture. Okay, I leave some part to the next lecture. Okay. Okay, let's get started. Okay. So for the first slide that you see in your first lecture, actually it's a date. Can anyone guess? Most likely this is a date regarding what? Most likely. Your birthday? Possible or not? You all should be born in 2001 or 2? 3? 2000? No? Yeah, better ask boy now. Ladies would tell you. Our friend nearest to me, the male nearest to me, yes. Yeah, born in 1998. So old already. Now it's 4 to 3, right? 1998 means you're already 25. Yeah, correct. Oh, because the Jabatan Pendaftar Negara they accidentally record wrongly. You were born in 202, right? My guess is correct lah. Some might be 203 lah. Some might be 201, but this one cannot figure out why. Okay. Alright, so this is a date. Who can guess? Who is very sensitive? This is actually the date is related to our course. Yeah, Bitcoin. You see, every time when I get a response from student, I would say this is a very typical TAR UMT students response. Give a keyword, let me to interpret. Bitcoin. Can you give me a sentence? Yes, very good. Basically, we can say it's related to the start of Bitcoin. She never mentioned blockchain. She mentioned something regarding Bitcoin. I know why she know. Because it referred to lecture already. No, no, never go through the lecture note before coming here. Yeah, but your guess is correct. This is the date. Just to give you an idea when it all started. Right? Yes, we started with Bitcoin. Okay? Blockchain actually started with Bitcoin. Okay. So this is the timing where your Bitcoin come to existence. Maybe it appear. Okay, you have Bitcoin network. Okay, this is timing. How many years from now? About how many years? 14. 14 years. So this blockchain technologies evolve after this. Okay, so now I cannot say blockchain technology is something very new. Okay, last time I can say when I first teach this subject, yes, I will tell students this is a new technology. Now it's already 2023 already, so better to say that. Okay, it's not really new. It has been there for quite some time. Okay, all right. So here, this you know who actually is created this Bitcoin network? Anyone know? Anyone know who actually created this Bitcoin network? You are not the crypto fans. Anyone can raise your hand? Even if you are sitting so far away, you can raise your hand. Let me know. Who? You know? Okay. Yes, this guy. This guy. Satoshi Nakamoto is the one that created this Bitcoin. Okay. Actually, he got all the idea before that already. Okay, before this just on the date, okay, 2029, January, is it? January, yeah. Okay. And after that, he published this paper. Of course, this paper published before the date just now, before living in 2008, 2008 already. Okay, he published officially. Okay, this white paper, we call it white paper. Okay, so what he's trying to create is a peer-to-peer, I mean decentralized, okay, peer-to-peer electronic cash system to allow money transfer, okay, from one sender to a recipient without the need of third party. Yeah? Now how you actually transfer money to maybe a friend in China, a friend in Singapore, a friend in US, and so on. Normally you transfer wire. You can transfer via bank, right? And so on, right? Okay. No matter how you need a third party to do the transfer. Okay. So this Satoshi Nakamoto doesn't like this kind of thing. Okay. Because we need to actually give this a big amount, not say a big amount. If the money you want to transfer is a big amount, of course you need to pay a big amount of corresponding commission, right? Okay, you need to pay commission. The third party will not do anything free for you, right? Right or not? Okay, and also it take time. It take time actually. What we hope is that it can happen instantaneously. Of course, if you are using do it now to transfer is very fast, right? Nowadays, okay, but you still cannot, okay, get rid of orang tengah, okay, the third party, the intermediary, you still cannot get rid, okay. But for this inside Malaysia domestic transfer, not a problem lah. No charge, got charge or not? If you want to transfer money from your public bank account to my public bank account, no charge, right? It's fine, right? But if you want to transfer to another person's bank account in Hong Kong, in China, and so on, do you think it's free? No, right? So we always face this problem. Okay, so we hope to get rid of those third party. Okay, so we can save a lot, and then it can be happen very quickly. Okay, and this idea is not something new. You don't think this Satoshi Nakamoto is the first one who come up with this idea to have this kind of a peer-to-peer electronic cash transfer system, allow the transfer of money. No. Satoshi Nakamoto is not the first one. Before him, there are already some system proposed by other people. Okay, but this idea from Satoshi Nakamoto actually solved one of the biggest things in this scenario that make it very successful until now. Okay, a lot of people using Bitcoin right now, right? Okay, do you know what's the big problem solved by Satoshi Nakamoto? Can you guess? When we try to have this kind of digital electronic cash transfer system, it's a decentralized one, peer-to-peer. But you still have one problem that you must look into seriously. Okay, I don't think anyone you can tell me anyone you can tell me. Okay, so I'll give you the answer. In the past I asked, I need to wait for a long time. Okay, the problem is double spending problem. You know what's a double spending problem? If you are using a traditional way of paying, we use a note, right? Okay, let's say you're a cashier, right? I give you 10. Do I need to take out my 10 ringgit and show? Don't need, okay. If you give this 10 ringgit to the cashier, so what will the cashier do? What would you do? Already won, Okay, give it to you, 10 ringgit. What would you do? No, ngam. 10 ringgit. Take it off. Then where you put? cashier lah, inside the drawer lah. Okay, okay, right? Something like this, right? So, would you worry? The same piece of 10 ringgit note will be used for another payment. Go to another place and use the same 10 ringgit note again and make payment for another good at another hypermarket, let's say. Possible or not? Why? Because that 10 ringgit note already, go inside there already, right? You cannot have a chance to take and use the same note again, right? I cannot do something called double spending using the same money. If I take another different 10 ringgit note, it's okay lah, because this is not double spending, correct or not? Okay. But if you do it in this electronic way, digitally, you need to worry. Alright? If your system, like those designed by other people before Satoshi Nakamoto, will have this problem. We cannot guarantee that someone cannot double spend the same digital money, okay, for more than one time, okay? But the idea from Satoshi Nakamoto can actually solve this problem. So in later you will see how, okay, this problem can be prevented. The rest cannot. That's why this system is very successful. People trust it. It is definitely secure. Okay, so you now will be curious a bit. Hey, how come? What made this impossible? Okay, what kind of mechanism in place in the design? Okay, okay. So this is a white paper. Actually, you can go and download. It's very super famous, and then you can easily go and get it. I get it for you. You just need to type Bitcoin white paper. Have you read any white paper before? You know how it look like? White paper is usually for you to introduce some concept and so on. You see this PDF file. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, this is the one. I don't need to enlarge it. Exactly same I'm taking from here. Alright. Alright, so if you too curious, you want to know the whole things from your first lecture, please, I encourage you to do so. Go back and read a few pages of it, but you will understand well. Okay, but after you attend this course, you might understand. Okay, some of the important mechanism introduced by Satoshi Nakamoto. By the way, anyone know who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Do you know? No idea? Actually, no one know. Anyone think he's Japanese? No, actually, no one know. I cannot say it's wrong. Okay, just no one know. Okay, so after he has, I don't know why, because he can publish the paper, and then now people can trade, can trade back. Okay, who is the one who actually contributed this paper and so on, right? This is a big word. And also he made a few transactions on the. Of course, no one's going to use his own Bitcoin network at the very beginning, right? Siapa tahu, right? So he himself already transfer the Bitcoin to someone, okay, and so on. Okay, of course, some of his gain also playing around in the network. The rest like us don't know anything, right? Okay, and later on it become widely used. Okay, so this can be a group of people. Satoshi Nakamoto can be a group of people no one know, and also a lot of people trying to claim they are or he is or she is Satoshi Nakamoto, but none of them can actually prove. How you prove? Okay, actually can be proved okay, there's a way. If you know the private key for some of the account, because when you do the transaction, your address, Bitcoin address will be known. So if you can spend the money inside that address using private key, then you are the owner, okay? Then you are Satoshi Nakamoto If you know if you don't know, then no, okay? you cannot claim you are Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay. Actually, a lot of money inside his address now. Okay. When this Bitcoin, the price is at its all-time high. The peak, all-time high. Last time, anyone know? A few years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Okay, Bitcoin price touch how much? How many ringgit? Anyone know? No. Okay, give you an idea. Since you need to know a little bit you need to have a sense on money. All right, Bitcoin price. Okay, this is what is this market summary? Okay, so this is the current value, one Bitcoin, current value about 140,000. Can buy a car not? Oh, okay, then get a good car already. You have 1 BG of Bitcoin, you can buy a good car already. Okay, but Mercedes cannot buy okay, can buy the Proton X90 no problem. Okay, Proton X90. I don't know whether ladies you know what is Proton X90. Okay, let's say I move it for 5 years. Okay, there you can see. At the peak, the price here is a peak already. about 260,000 ringgit. You can buy a Mercedes already. Upgrade. Okay. Now, not so high now. Okay. Predicted to go up okay, from this year onward Right? I'm not doing any advice on investment. Don't go and invest after listen to Dr. Wong. Then after that it drop, then you go and find me. Okay, I'm not going to give any financial advice. Okay, this advice for your investment. Just to give you a sense on the value of Bitcoin. Okay, so it's very expensive. In the past, it's very cheap to buy here. Last time, you don't know what is that. Okay, nobody know. If you accumulate a lot, now you don't need to come already you don't need to come to this class already. Okay, but now it's not so high. But I think it's going to climb up. Sorry, I cannot say. I cannot control myself. Okay, let's go back to here better. Concentrate on this one. Okay, so in the and one thing that I asked myself this before coming here, I certainly got one question to myself. Blockchain, right? Blockchain. It's the name of technology, right? Initially only got Bitcoin. Then I started wondering, who is the one first call this technology as blockchain? Who give the name to the technology? Blockchain, right? Now we are taking this course, blockchain application development. Have you ever wondered, where the name come from? When? And so on, right? Is it given by Satoshi Nakamoto? We check from his white paper, we know whether he has actually started to use the term blockchain in the white paper. So we go back to the white paper. I asked myself, I haven't found the answer. Maybe you can help me. Where's this one? So you do a simple search, Control F. Is it coming from this white paper 2028? They start to have this name already. Zero. That means actually it's not actually a term created by Satoshi Nakamoto. It seems like you can find a lot of blog. You can find a lot of blog. No problem. You should have a lot of blog. Of course, you should have chain blog and chains got a lot, but you can find a lot of result. But you cannot find any blockchain. Okay. So sorry, I don't know. Your homework. Go and find out for me. Who is the one who actually first used the term blockchain? Okay. Let me know next week. Yeah, I know how to segregate my job. Dedicate to you to do that. Okay? Why not for me? Who is the one? Okay. Okay, now we go back. So we don't care about who actually first correct this blockchain, but we want to know what is a blockchain. Okay. Okay lah. Since the names already give some clue to us, what is a blockchain technology? So you can only see two keywords there, right? One is block, one is key lah. Sorry, one is chain lah. I always remember the key change. Okay, block and chain. Why we call it? Why is related to blocks? Okay, because in these technologies, as you can see from here, okay, transactions will be collected and included in blocks. Okay, this is a reason. We use a block to store transactions. Okay. Okay, so where the transactions come from? Okay. Where do transactions come from? It coming from application, right? Application. Also important for me to actually make sure that all of you understand the term transaction. Right? It's not a very difficult English word, I think. More of you know if you translate to Chinese, Malay, or what, you know. Okay, give me example of transaction. Sorry, I see it's so fun. Example.
Transfer money.
Yeah, transfer money. Very good. Okay, next example, please.
Receive money.
What's the difference? Transfer money sure got someone to receive, right? Okay, okay. You just come back. Okay, skip. Okay. Another example of transaction. I just want to know your understanding on this term called transaction. Exchange something, Exchange something. Okay. Am I? Go over here. Can't jump already, Am I skip? Hello, our friend. Hi, how are you? Can you give me one example of transaction? Buy something, okay? Next. Exchange same, repeated, okay? No, okay, I don't know, okay, stop. Roughly, I believe if I go through one round here, most of you will tell me things like exchange something, transfer money, something like that. I think here I didn't hear other things, right? Okay. Now I want you to understand that this transaction here actually depends on application. Very simple. It depends on the application you use. You will create different transaction. You might not be transferring money. You might not be exchanging something, receiving something. Okay, I give you one very simple example. Voting application. Voting, balloting. Okay? E-balloting. You know what is balloting, right? E-voting. Okay. Let's say you use a system to vote for Biden for during the US presidential election. Right? Then this is a transaction. So inside the transactions, you expected to see one vote for Biden, okay, from you, right? From you, one vote for Biden. This is content of the transaction. This is example of transaction. Okay. Let's say this is application related to auction. Want to bid for something, right? Hey, now we have a iPhone, old iPhone. I want to sell. You all can bid through this decentralized auction application. Okay, so I want to bid. Of course, I start with 100 USD. My name maybe 100 USD. Then this is the content of transaction. I'm not exchanging something. I'm not buying something. Also, I'm just bidding. I tell by offer, right? That's how the voting also the same. You are not exchanging something. You are not transferring money. You just want to cast your vote to Biden, right? Okay. So all these things will be the content of your transaction. So can you see? Transaction that we are going to talk about from this lecture until our last lecture actually depends on your application. Simple. If I want to explain to you, then I will say so, right? So I cannot say it's this because you can create various kinds of transaction, okay, that you're going to store into blockchain, right? Yeah. Okay. So remember the first takeaway of today, after you spend so much of time here, you know that transaction actually can be anything, and with the content basically very much depend on your application that you are using. Okay. All right. Let's come back to here. Okay. So transactions, no matter what kind of content inside is fine. We call it transaction, and then all will be collected. Okay, collected means it's not only one transaction. It comes from many places. Okay, inside this blockchain network, there are many nodes. Very many nodes. Everyone's going to collect transactions. Okay, collect. Okay, and why you can collect? Because the transactions actually will be sent to everyone. Okay, if I'm using the apps. Okay, for certain applications, okay, if I have initiated any transaction, this transaction will actually later on go down to all the nodes inside the network, okay, like Bitcoin network, a lot of nodes there, and everyone will receive the transaction, okay. Not to say the transaction I initiated, it will be sent to a limited number of nodes and so certain nodes and so on. Everyone for sure will get a copy of transaction. I have here one transaction, another application here maybe have another transaction. Transaction can be initiated by applications from anywhere. Okay, so those transactions will be collected and then put inside block. It's a block. Okay, then after that we will chain them together. We connect the blocks together. So we need a chain. Okay. Of course, this change is not the physical change. It's actually they are changed. The blocks are changed cryptographically using cryptography. Okay. Why we need to change them? Because we want to make sure that you will not all the record inside the block cannot be changed in any way. Okay. If there is a change, we can detect easily. Okay. So that's why you need to have this kind of chaining. Okay. If this block is not related to the next block, and the next block is not related to the next block, they are all standalone. They are not changed. They are not related. That's very difficult for us to detect any changes to the transaction inside the block. Logic, if you leave it alone, you have nothing to do with another guys and so on. Okay. Whatever change to you, actually, this guy would know, right? But if you have some relationship where you always look at you because he's your boyfriend, always look at you, what did happen now? Or okay, somehow you can monitor and then you can realize and so on, right? Chaining is very important. Okay, don't worry if you don't know why there is a chaining, then actually it can detect the alterations inside the transaction, so on. Later on you know. But now you just remember we got block. Inside the block got transaction, and all the blocks are chains together. Alright. Okay, so and then as we know that a blockchain network we have a lot of nodes. This is something that you must know, okay? It's a network, so we have a lot of nodes connected together. And then we also need to make sure all the nodes will contain the same ledger. You see, same ledger, right? What's a ledger? Ledger basically is the change of blocks. You have many blocks. You have a lot of transaction coming in. You collect and put inside a block, right? And then you also have transactions still coming in, then you put inside a block, and then you chain them together, right? And then you build another new block, collect all the transactions, and then you chain together, right? So it will become a chain of blocks, right? A chain of blocks. This is called ledger. Ledger is like a record book. You're all very young lah. You're not born in an era where you will see those business owner of shop lot, like mini market and so on during your grandfather time. Okay, you won't know. Okay, that time no computer one. When the customer comes to your mini mini market to buy something, let's say a bottle of mineral water, buy Maggi lah, buy Milo or whatever, right? So after you have sold your item, what you need to do? The boss need to actually open a book and record the date lah, item lah, how many lah, quantity lah, no? Keep record of the transaction lah. Okay, it's a ledger. It's called ledger. That one is called ledger. But here also we call it ledger. But that ledger and this ledger is totally different. Not a book anymore. Ledger is what? A1 ledger. It's a chain of block that contain transactions inside the block, right? Okay, so this is this kind of data structure I would say lah. You can think of this ledger as a data structure for you to store transaction. Correct? Agree? Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense, a data structure. Okay, to store transactions. Okay, now you have a clear understanding on it. Yes, when you talk about blockchain, yes. Basically, talking about all these things, how to store the transaction in this way so that it would not be changeable. You cannot alter the record, the transaction. Okay? Okay, so basically this ledger also something that we use to replace a conventional database lah. Okay? You can, no problem. If you feel this ledger, you want to treat it as a database, yes, it's possible. Basically, it's for you to store transaction. But when you store very special, wow, everyone put the transaction block first, okay, and then you link the block together. But it's not like your current database, right? Different, right? Okay. You're using SQL and so on, insert lah, update lah, and so on, right? Okay. But this one you cannot update, because anything go inside the block, and after that you have linked it, you cannot change it. You cannot change it. Okay, so hopefully after how many minutes of explanation, you get clearer ideas. Okay. So just wondering, this is very basic. How many of you don't know this before coming here? Have I wasted my time to explain? How many of you don't know this thing actually regarding blockchain technology? Be honest, you don't know all this thing before coming here. A few, yes, you never heard of, you don't have idea roughly blockchain. Now you already know all blockchain is very simple. We have block, we have chain. Okay, they give you a ledger that can let you to store transaction, right? Okay, good. At least I have benefited some of you. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, so let me use just not too boring. So let me use this diagram. Once again, I respect this copyright. I cite. Make sure next time you use also your site. Basically, to use copyrighted work for education under the principle of fair use, actually no problem one. Okay. Alright. So as I mentioned, we have transaction initiated by someone through applications, and then it will be broadcasted to the network. Broadcaster, keyword broadcaster. So everyone will get a copy of transactions. Very important. Okay. And then after that, they will determine, get to the network or not, the validate transaction. You need to validate transactions according to protocol. Let's say Bitcoin network, they have their own protocol, and the node participating in the network need to do some verification. You are not like receiving transaction and then you have to broadcast to other. No, Definitely, you need to do some verification whether it's properly created lah. A lot of things lah. A series of things you need to check according to protocol lah. Okay. If you think, this transaction not valid, okay, and so on, then you drop it. You cannot relay to other people, other nodes in the network. It's to stop it from broadcasting. Okay, you don't broadcast it. Okay. You see it's like this, or else all those invalid transactions will go to the whole network. Right? So you do some checking basically, and then after your checking, then you'll be this added to the ledger using a consensus protocol. Okay, so add in, you append, maybe append only okay. So if you cannot put inside this block, the transaction can be put in another block, new block, and then add on. Keep on adding, and you'll get a ledger. This is called ledger. And what is called ledger? It's a chain of block. It's called ledger. And once you added the transaction inside the block and added to the ledger, basically you cannot change it forever, permanently. Yeah. Okay. So this is a basic flows of this of transaction in blockchain. Okay. Okay, I think it's good enough. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so blockchain technology can give you this good attribute. We actually appreciate all these things. Okay, for example, immutability. Once your transaction, or I use the term record also can. Once the transactions or record is included in the block and added to the ledger, then you can never go and change it. Because if you add to the ledger, ledgers are linked, are chained, are linked together. So not easy. Later on you understand why. Okay. And then decentralized. If you are using blockchain, basically, okay, you don't need, okay, any third party to actually to process your transaction. You don't need a bank. You don't need a bank. You don't need a third party like Bitcoin. Okay. Everything happen in this network, handled by the node participating or contributing to the Bitcoin network. Okay, no more commission fee. They need to give it to your third party like a financial institution, a bank, and so on. It's decentralized. Okay, and also you do need to have anyone to actually to allow you to use the network. Let's say you want to transfer money via Bitcoin network. Do you need to get approval? Apply first. Create account first. Ask someone to approve your membership, and so on. Do you need someone to actually to give you permission for you to use the Bitcoin network? No need. No need. It's just straight away go and download the software needed. Straight away you can transfer money already. Right? You don't need to fill in a form and so on. Okay, no need. Okay, so it's decentralized. No one control. It's not the network. For example, Bitcoin network is not controlled by any centralized entity. Okay, you can join the network anytime you want. Want to use the Bitcoin network to transfer money? Yes, you can do so. If you want to leave the Bitcoin network anytime, yes, go ahead. Nobody is going to stop you. Okay, so this decentralized, nobody control. You want to shut down Bitcoin network, can or not? Can you shut down? President Biden order to shut down Bitcoin. Is it possible? No one control. Ask who to shut down. Right? Okay, so this is the beauty of decentralization. Not like your Google emails and so on, Facebook account and so on. Facebook account is in control by someone. So if I don't like you, can I just block you, ban you and so on? Yes, right? So if you are using blockchain technology, okay, then the application you build will not be controlled by a single entity. Will not be controlled by anyone. Okay, it will be decentralized because you don't want this. So this is why we use blockchain. The reason why we use blockchain is this. And then also it's a trusted platform. This is a very, very, how to say, when we create for example, that's how the peer-to-peer cash payment system, the one proposed by Satoshi. I spent a lot of effort to come up. Would you trust? Would you trust the system to transfer your money to the recipient? Let's say uncle, so I accumulate a lot of money, 1 million, let's say hard-earned money, now I'm 80 years old already. Then I want to transfer maybe most of the money to someone. Would you transfer via bank or transfer via the Bitcoin network initially, Bitcoin network to someone? Don't need to go through the bank. Yeah. I tell you, hey, I download this system, I want, hey, you are welcome to use, transfer your 1 million hard-earned money to someone using my system. I shout out loudly, hey, what, use it, please, come and support me, new invention, very good system. I graduated from DaYuan, you know, my quality of my system, very good. Please use it, okay, please. 1 million, you know, your hard-earned money, do you have 1 million, You don't know, If you really got 1 million, would you use that system? Maybe you're a bit scared, I'd rather pay commission fee and ask the bank to transfer for me, right? Confirm the guy will receive, right? Correct or not? So, it depends on the design, okay? If you are using a blockchain-based system, basically, yes, you can provide trust in this case. Whenever you remove the third party, at the same time also you remove the trust, right? So we need to actually fill in the gap. We need to bring back the trust, okay? And this blockchain technology actually can give certain, I cannot say I also cannot convince you to trust, okay? But when your design of the blockchain technology can do a lot of things, for example, or you say, hey uncle, my distributed ledger, once you put the record there, hey, it cannot be changed by anyone, a hacker also cannot know how to change it, Safe one, record is there forever, no one gonna change. I feel, okay, trustable, okay, confident up a bit, but not enough. Trust is something very hard to explain, You must give me more thing, promise to do, you can do more thing, then I can trust you, right? Okay, maybe you tell something like this, immutable recording. Maybe yes, it goes, but it's not enough. But I say, hey, we actually do a lot of verifications and so on, validations for our transaction. Don't worry. Okay, your transaction won't go wrong. Okay, okay. Soka. Okay, yeah, then out a bit. Sorry, I speak Japanese, but okay. No, more like Japanese. Okay, and then consensus. I studied in Japan for years, so cannot change the habit. Alright, consensus mechanism. Yes, also, it's a way to make sure that your ledger inside all the nodes are consistent. Everyone of us having the same copy of ledgers. Okay, if I say so. Yeah, maybe you think it's very secure because if this ledger go wrong, we have so many other thousands or millions of ledger up there still not changed by any hackers and so on, right? You have multiple copy, same copy up there, right? If this node die, other nodes still out, right? Okay, you still can make sure the ledger is not changed by anyone, right? Okay, so as long as you introduce more mechanism out there, basically the blockchain can give a trust, okay, to user, okay, understand? Okay, so these are the very good attribute, okay, of that blockchain technology bring to you, okay. All right. Next, let me check what's the timer. Because I promised to release you earlier without the break, so I can talk until 50, Okay, 5:50. Okay, so still got time. Okay, next. Okay, consensus protocol. Okay, so what's the consensus protocol? This one we'll go into detail in our next chapter when we try to learn those important technologies underlying these blockchain technologies. Okay, so for consensus protocol we have many. A way proof of something, most of the time They use proof of something, proof of work, proof of state, and so on. What's the purpose of this consensus protocol? This is something that you need to learn. Of course, we'll come back to here again. But when you are learning blockchain technology, no matter from where, from a professionals, a workshop, 5-day workshop, and so on, you also need to learn what's a consensus protocol. You maybe now like somehow you know something about it, not exactly and so on. Okay, maybe you are at this current situation now. Okay. But it's important to know. You know, professionals workshop for blockchain out there, cost you how much? 5-day workshop. Roughly your guess. Usually when you go to work, your company will sponsor you for those expensive workshop. Okay. Yeah. 3,000, 3,000. Yes, 5,000. Usually it's like the market price. 5-day 5,000, 3-day 3,000, something plus and minus It's that expensive or not? Okay. But what you're going to learn is like what you're going to learn in this course So you save 5,000, yay! We save 5,000. Almost the same the cost and the content, and then you learn Ethereum also, you smart contract also, Solidity those things. Same thing one. Okay. All right. So what is a consensus protocol? What kind of consensus we want? So remember just now we say in the blockchain network there are many nodes, and every node need to hold the same ledger, right? Same ledger. Okay. Wow. Same ledger mean what? Just now you know what's ledger, right? Got a block, then link to another block, and then link to another block, link to another block. Inside the block got what? Transaction, right? Okay. Then the transaction sequence also must be the same, right? Okay. You have one block and then got many transactions. If I have transaction A, B, C, D, E, then another guy, another node there also might have A, B, C, D, E in this sequence inside that particular block number. So we must be the same in anything, in the transaction order, in the number of transactions and so on. Okay, in the when I look at the same block let's say block 965 and something. Okay, you also look at your one, see exactly the same. Whew. Do you think it's easy to achieve this? Every node, you say have 10,000 nodes in the network. I have to make sure everyone wants to take the same transaction and then put inside the same block and then add it to their ledger. So at any point of time, your block's going to be the same, transaction inside going to be the same. Anyone can give you an idea to make this happen? We are, all the nodes are this how to say, situated okay, across the globe. Some might be in US, some might be Africa, some might in Japan, some might be in New Zealand and so on, right? So how you, and the transaction can happen in Malaysia and they broadcast to the whole world, right? The timing issue also there and so on, right? The time it takes from here, the transaction to travel until UK might take, I don't know how many milliseconds, then go to Singapore faster, or go to Philippines faster and so on. Okay, then how to make sure that in our blockchain that the ledger is always the same? Important or not? Important, must be the same, right? Okay. So, if I ask you to propose the mechanism to make sure they are the same, then you go like this, no one can actually know the way. Okay, don't worry, researchers are very clever, so they propose all these mechanism, consensus mechanism called proof of work, proof of state, proof of authority. So if all the nodes are following this protocol, then congratulations, all the nodes inside our network all will be maintaining the same copy of ledger. This is what we want, but it's very difficult, not easy. I'm not going to tell you all this now. Okay, of course in this course we focus on these two This is the most important one. These two you cannot study all the transaction protocol. Some are very complicated one. Okay, some are very application specific. Okay, we don't care. We study these two enough. Okay, I won't ask you question related to other consensus protocol. Okay, but for today, you just need to really understand why we need consensus protocol. Okay, tell me why. You want to maintain the same network status. Okay, all the ledgers are recording the same thing. Okay, we want to get the same network status. Okay. 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 Next, throw this question to you. Okay, so that you can have some thinking. Just now I said if you want to treat the ledger as a database, it's okay, right? It's really storing record, right? Okay, just a database. But is it really a database? Is this just another database? Right? Is this just another new database? Blockchain, just a new database. Do you agree? Okay. Actually, of course it is. What do you think? Your answer? No answer. No answer, sorry, you need to tell me. Try to show the answer but no answer. Okay, what do you think? Do you think blockchain is just another database? After you have understood what's a blockchain, right? So can I say so? How many of you think yes, it's just another database? Can you raise your hand? Yes, good. Okay, two of you. Why? You first. So, what I'm asking is, do you agree? You agree, yeah? It's just another database, is it? Okay, the reason is? So it's different? Different from database, right? Just a database? If without the smart contract, right? If we have smart contract, then different already, yeah? Okay, good. Our second friend? Oh, we have one white and one black. Black and white, okay. But both say it's just another database. Why? It's a permanent archive, okay? So if this is a permanent archive, so how come it can be just another database? You know, database we can update, right? The record, we are not only adding a database, of course we can add, right? Add in a new record, right? Database. And but at the same time, you also can update, right? The existing record, that's for example your age and so on. Your age for 19, you update to 20 and so on, right? Okay, so you can update the record. But if I ask you using blockchain, can you update?
Cannot.
Okay, no, right? Once it's going, the transaction going, you cannot change anything, right? Okay. Can you delete? Can you delete? Also cannot, right? But your database cannot. Can delete or not?
Boleh.
Cannot? So it's not just another database. It's very different. Okay? It don't allow you to change. It don't allow you to update, and don't allow you to delete. And also, there's no centralized administrator. Can I say so? If you create a database, do you need admin? Yes, right? You must have admin, right? Admin have the right to do a lot of things, right? Can change, can delete a record and so on, right? But if you are using blockchain technologies, is there any admin? Like who is the admin for Bitcoin network? Anyone can tell me who is the admin? No? They want to join to the Bitcoin network, what they do, you know? Just download the Bitcoin software and then you can participate in the network already, right? But you are not the admin, oh? You are not the admin, and no one is the admin, oh? No one you need to apply. Hey, I want to join Bitcoin network later. I want to transfer money and so on. I want to verify the transaction and so on. No. Go ahead lah. Go ahead. Download the software and join. That's all. don't need to get any permission, right? No any centralized admin. Okay, so it's very different. Another argument is this one. No? Conventional database can allow you to store data, but it cannot let you to support smart contract. It's data, okay? Of course, your data can be source code also, okay? But if you store a source code, a program now, call it a program inside database, yes, you can store, no problem. You still can store one, whatever thing you want to store, you can store one. But however, can it execute the content of the program? Can it execute the program from your database? Have you heard about anything like this? You store the program into the database, and then after that, from the database, you can take up and then you execute. No, right? Okay, no such a thing, okay, so it's different. But in blockchain technologies, okay, you can support smart contract. But I cannot say all the blockchain platform can do this lah. Like Bitcoin, no, okay. But those newcomers or even the Ethereum that you're going to learn, yes, you will be able to support smart contract. Meaning to say you can execute certain program on your Ethereum platform. Okay. Okay. So what's a smart contract? Okay. So basically very simple. It's just a program. Smart contract is just a program. Okay. Like this. What is this? Oh, this one look like the one near our corridor. Auto vending machine, getting more and more choices. How many of you use it every day? Expensive, I believe. Very expensive. Okay. So smart contract will be executed. The whatever that you have defined, okay, whatever that you have coded, okay, will execute accordingly to the condition. If the condition is met, for example, you select this item, you provide the money, then you can get the item, right? Okay, so it just execute according to the way you have programmed. Okay, and you cannot change the code. You cannot change the business logic anymore. Okay, if I deploy a smart contract to this blockchain network, okay, then I can execute, I can invoke the function there, and then the content of the code or the programmer will execute it according to what you have coded. Okay. So by having this smart contract, you can enforce a lot of conditions, enforce a lot of rules, policy, and so on. Okay. Take one example. I think you all have signed certain agreement also. They are not young already. I think you signed some kind of a contract for sure. Can you give me any example of contract that you have signed that is legal binding? You can be sued if you violate certain clauses or whatever. Can you give me any example, our friend? Any example agreement you have signed before? No, you have never signed anything. No, PTPTN is signed before. no agreement one. Yeah, got okay. Tenancy agreement, you go and rent a house in TPR and so on, PV and so on. Do you need to sign? Tenancy, the landlord and you, right? Sign, right? Okay. So let's say, normally what will happen if you never pay the rental for 2 months, they say, you're supposed to pay every month, right? Okay. Let's say you never pay. Okay. After 2 months, what happened? Normally what happened? Warning, got warning, okay, really, landlord not so nice one. Okay, yes, maybe some landlord don't care, right? Okay, but some will execute according to the agreement, right? Let's say we will forfeit your deposit. You need to pay deposit or not? How many months? 3 months. 2 months. 1 month enough 2 months. 2 months or 1 month sometimes need 3 months. Okay, so it will be forfeited. Okay, let's say this landlord want to forfeit. Okay, no problem Okay, but let's say let's say no deposit given. Got such a kind landlord. Don't need deposit one. Okay, in this case, you never pay for 2 months. Then what you should do? Look for a lawyer. Take legal action, right? Correct or not? Okay, so it's very troublesome, you see, to enforce the agreement. It's very troublesome. Okay, so in future, if everything is coded using smart contract, then everything will be executed according to the agreement. Whatever you have got, you see the agreement, right? You just do some coding. Maybe the money where I can penalize you automatically. I take money from your, I enforce, of course you need to put some money in then your money will be deducted from your account directly. This has become a code already. Okay, your digital money, okay, like Bitcoin and so on, right? Okay, so we do the coding. However, inside the agreement, we just follow if, okay, you do what and so on, right? Then I will put it inside blockchain network. What I put there is just a code, but I put there, it will not be changed. No one can change the agreement, right? So we put in blockchain. I don't put in other platform. I'm afraid that other platforms are not decentralized, got people that can change it and so on, right? Okay, so I better put in blockchain network. Okay, so that's why you see how useful is this blockchain network. It's a place where I can trust, immutable, cannot be changed, right? Okay, so I put there. So where the conditions are made, then the code will be executed. So you don't need to look for lawyers and so on. Okay, you don't need to pay lawyer fee and so on. Save your money, and then you can get it enforced. Okay, so I will see a lot of things will turn into smart contract in the future. Okay, maybe there is a need for a smart contract program. Okay, in future. So, alright. Okay. So smart contract is the focus of your study because you need to learn how to write a smart contract for different functions and so on to implement your business logic, the rules, the policy and so on. Okay. So this is example of the language used for you to write a smart contract. You are using Ethereum, so you need to learn Solidity. So this is an example of Solidity's source code. Okay. Don't worry, you'll be the master of this language very soon. Okay, just an example to show you how it looks like. Very similar to JavaScript. Okay, so blockchain platform, I'm not so sure whether I have time to talk about it. Maybe I'll leave it to my next lecture, maybe. Still early, still early, they can talk a bit. You want to go back early? Cannot got CCTV, doctor won't release this student too early. Unless someone go and take down the camera for me. Okay, never mind, just a very quick one. I think I cannot 45 I can release you. Let me finish a few slides. Okay. That's how we talk about platform or Bitcoin network. Some already cannot tahan. Yeah, one whole day, right? Usually come to 4 to 6 this hour. Usually what you want to do now? Eat. Too early lah. Not yet 6 o'clock, right? Okay. Okay, that's how we mentioned about this blockchain platform. Actually, there are a few types of blockchain platform that you need to take note. Okay. Okay. Let me show you this easier. They can understand. Okay. Okay. Bitcoin network and for example Ethereum also, they are considered public network. Okay. Bitcoin is a public network. Okay, why we call this network as public network? Why they are called public network? Okay, everyone must remember. Okay, when we say this is a public network, that means it is permissionless. Permissionless means You don't need to apply. You don't need to get permission to join the network. You don't need to get the permission to leave a network. Bye-bye. When you say bye-bye, you don't need to seek for approval, permissions, and so on. No need. Like Bitcoin, anyone can join. Anyone can be one of the Bitcoin node. You know, okay? You can do the mining and so on. Okay? Just download the necessary software. Okay? Then you can join to the network already. Don't need you to ask for permission. Okay? If you don't want to contribute anymore and so on, you want to leave, bye-bye after 1 year or whatever, then bye-bye lah, just delete the software. Okay? It won't affect anything. Want to go. Want to join, right? Permissionless. So it's public. Okay? And then who can write? Anyone can write. You want to initiate a transaction to transfer one Bitcoin to someone, it's okay. Okay, go and initiate the transaction. Later on, the transaction will be written into a block, and the block will be added to the ledger. Yes, no problem. Anyone can do so. Not to say I have a list of authorized users and so on. No such a thing. Everyone's are allowed. Okay, so this is public. Who can read? Also the same. Who can write? Who can read? No problem. Is it owned by anyone? Nobody owned it. Okay. So participant no, none. So participant means a user of the network, like Bitcoin. Is it known? No, they are not known, because when you join, okay, when you participate in the network, when you use the network, you only use the address, something called address. Address is just strings, string, okay, very long string, and no one know is owned by which person, okay. There's no way for you to know, okay. So that's why when attackers launching ransomware attack, they need to ask for ransom, right? Ask for money, right? They're asking you to transfer to his bank account, main bank account, public bank account, no, right? They always ask you to transfer to Bitcoin address, right? They give you the QR code. The customer service very good one. Multi-language support and so on. They tell you, hey, you want to unlock your files and so on. Okay, you have to decrypt your file and so on. You better transfer within how many hours and so on. They'll give you full customer support. Alright, so we ask you to transfer to one Bitcoin address. Why? Because you don't know who owns the address. So the ownership is unknown. Participant is unknown, sorry. Participant is unknown. You don't know, okay, who you are actually interacting with. Unless the person tell you please transfer this amount of money to my Bitcoin address, right? Okay. Then you know this is because I say it's mine, but hacker will not tell you is Mr. blah 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 account, right? Okay. You know this belonging to hackers, right? And the transaction speed is slow. So this is the pain point of public blockchain network. Very slow. You can imagine why it is slow, because you need to go through a lot of process, and then need to be processed by so many nodes. Okay, you need to do a lot of checking. You need to follow the consensus protocol. A lot of things for you to do. Okay, so usually it's very slow for public network. Okay, then we have a private network. Private network is not permissionless. That means it's controlled. You cannot simply go and join. You need to have membership. You must be authorized to join. Okay. And then can read or not depend on whether you're authorized. Okay. Only approved participant can read or can write. And then it's owned by, yes. Now it's controlled by someone. If you are using private blockchain, it's owned by someone. It's controlled by a single entity. Let's say TAR-UMT. Okay, you run a network, but all this not actually controlled by TAR-UMT. Controlled by TAR-UMT only. Single TAR-UMT only. And it's private. Okay, it's private. Okay, and then participant known. Yes, because I allow you to join, I know who you are. Okay, and then fast. Yes, fast. cost only a few nodes. Okay, you expect the Thai Unity to set up so many nodes to run the network. Cannot, right? You got 10 nodes, happy enough already to run the network, right? So within all the transaction within this organizations and the consensus protocol very simple one usually, okay? So it not involve the transaction will not go to so many nodes up there for processing, right? So the transaction speed is fast. Okay, get the difference between these two? Yeah. And then the last one is called a consortium, or in other what is called permission. Sometimes they use the word permission. Same thing, permission blockchain or consortium blockchain. Okay. So why is the difference? Is if you see, if you compare private with consortium, it's almost the same thing. The only difference is here just now we say it's controlled by a single entity like TAR UMT. Now it's different. When you are using a consortium blockchain network, that means there will be more than one entity controlling the network. This is very suitable for a use case like supply chain management. Supply chain management. In a typical supply chain management, okay, you expect a lot of stakeholders, okay. You have the raw material producer, you have the manufacturer, you have the distributor, you have the retailer, okay, inside your supply chain, right? Okay, so all of them can be the controlling entity. Okay, they can actually we have multiple entity here for the ownership. Okay, and then the participants still known because also you need to get permission for you to be enrolled into this network. Okay, to use. Okay, of course it's also very fast. It's nothing because it's also not so many nodes. Okay, and then consensus protocol also simpler. Okay, so it's fast. So the slowest will be public network. Of course, a lot of research has been done by researchers to actually solve the problem of transaction throughput. Okay, so now the transaction is getting faster and faster already. Okay, so basically this is a comparison between these three types of platform. Make sure you understand. Okay, so I think I will stop here. I think most of the time already. Yeah. Okay. So I stop here.